Hi guys, Nina Sapala here. This is a place to talk about spiritual personality typing. Today, since we're in the month of love, I'm calling it Loveuary. I know, fun, right? A lot of us are going to be taking vacations with a loved one and with a partner. And I wanted to talk about this because honestly, planning a vacation with a loved one or as a couple, we've got it all wrong. We've been taught all the wrong ways to plan a vacation. You know what we're taught? We're taught to pick a destination, go to the top 10 list, go to your favorite beaches, right? We're taught to look outward to the external world to plan our vacations. That's the wrong way to do it. I'm telling you, I do not lie. The right way to do it is to know who you are before you even start on your journey. It's about discovering your personalities, likes and dislikes. What are your desires? And you know what's really interesting is if you want to go really deep on your vacation and come home, a better person, changed from your experience, and I'm not talking about what you're bringing home in your suitcase, your tchotchkes, your souvenirs, that kind of stuff. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about pilgrimages to your soul. So if you're listening to your soul intentions, what does your soul need right now? What does your soul need? Right? Because if you listen to your soul, your personality will support your soul, and then you can take a vacation that's going to just exhilarate you. It's going to enlighten you. It's going to enliven you. You're going to come home more creative. You're going to come home better to deal with the crazy freaking world we're dealing with right now. But if you're looking at a vacation and planning it just based on a destination, you're not going to be happy. I'm telling you, I believe it's not the right way to do it. I've been in the travel industry for, 15 plus years now. I've talked to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of travelers, right? And it's not about the sheets. It's not about the $20,000 a night hotel stay. It's not about what the chef's cooking. It's not about what's on the menu. All those things are fabulous, and especially they're even more fabulous if you're traveling soul-centered, if you're traveling knowing your personality type. It's very important. We've been taught by marketers to pick a destination. That's not how it works. A destination has a personality, just like you do. So if you go to a destination that conflicts with your personality, you're going to be stressed out. You're not going to like it. So if you're an extrovert, right? And all of a sudden, walking in the woods, which is really awesome, believe me. But if it's like the whole center of your vacation, it's called forest bathing, by the way, because you really do bathe your soul in the energy and love of trees. It's just an amazing experience. If you haven't done it, you need to do it. But for extroverts, this is a little harder because you're going to need to balance that out because you have this need, this verve in you, excuse me, that wants to engage and be out there and being with the people and just soaking up the whole social scene. That's what you're about. Now, if you're an introvert and you want to take a forest bathing vacation, totally makes total sense to you for most introverts because they're often quiet. They're often reflective. They look for that. I mean, they'll take their backpack, pull a book out, and sit underneath the tree and read. An extrovert, you won't find an extrovert doing that very often. They should because they need stillness, but it's just not in their nature. So you see what I'm saying? So if you look at these top 10 lists, where to go, where to play, where to stay, blah, blah, blah. I know I did it. I did it for decades, right? And your personality is fighting within the destination, you're going to come home and say, I need a vacation from my vacation. It's not a good place for you to be. So the blog this week talks about, how to plan a vacation, a romantic getaway, for your personality. So if you're a personality type, you need to plan a vacation based on your type. So I did get into your travel style, do you plan or not plan? Some personality types like me, I don't need a big plan. I don't need this blow by blow. We're getting on the bus at this. We're doing this. I mean, when I was a member of SATW, that's what they did. And I was like, oh my God, pull my freaking hair out right now. Because, as they're pulling out, I wanted to still talk to the architecture. Like, where did this come from? Like, how did you get into this? And I didn't have that time to really get into somebody's why. And that's what feeds me. So I was frustrated with the whole thing. And I'm sure you've been on a vacation very similar. You're just frustrated by the whole thing because you can't be yourself. You didn't take time to talk to your inner travel guide, which is your soul center, right? So, and I'm doing this on Loveuary. I like that, don't you? It's fun. Anyway, February, Loveuary. But it's so cool because it's really about loving yourself enough to pick a destination that vibes with the love of who you are. Love yourself. Go inside. Start there. Don't start out there. That's not going to give you the answers. It's not going to fulfill what's in here. It's just not going to ever happen. So we were doing this all wrong. All wrong. And it's so funny because it's like, well, how should couples plan? I don't know. I know that's a stupid answer. You're probably thinking like, okay, like, why am I listening to you? And here's why. Because as a couple, you're an organic whole in itself, but you have parts. You're individualistic within your coupledom, right? So then you too have different desires and needs and loves and likes and all that kind of stuff. And I don't care how much you love your partner, you're still going to get triggered. Even if your partner has the same exact personality type as you do, you're still going to get triggered. You know why? Because you've come from a place, from external learning, different than what your partner's external learning and experiences are. The conditioning we've been brought up into. The culture. Your family. Social status. All this crap that's just been like layered onto you like a blanket. The cool thing is, all the crap that's been layered on you like a blanket is help you to learn. It's help you to re-see yourself. Because you can start taking those layers off. And this is what I want you to do when you travel. You start looking at them and go, wow, I don't need that anymore. That was expressed to me through somebody else, and I took it in without questioning it. That's not who I am. That doesn't make me happy. That's not how I want to show up in the world anymore. I want to change that idea of myself. I don't want you to change yourself. It's an idea within you to change, right? I don't like this, you have to change yourself crap. No. Why would you want to change from the beautiful being you were meant to be here? You don't want to change that. But you do want to change the ideas that you've been led to believe are you. Those are not yours. Those are not yours to take on. And it becomes very evident when you travel, and that's when you start getting triggered. And you could get triggered from your loved one. You could get triggered from external circumstances. Somebody is behaving in a way and you're like, ugh. But then you look at it and you're like, maybe their freestyle dancing and just their being so free with themselves is what I want. But I'm so rigid and stuck down by my upbringing that's triggering me because I know I need to work on that. That's what's so cool about travel, because when you're traveling too, you're so much more open. You're not in the daily grind. You don't have the kids running around and all the stuff, the work, the stuff, especially women. Women gets out a lot with this, and I know it's changing. But I know in my day and age, it was a lot. It was like you were responsible for basically everything. And that it's a lot to take on. After a while, it's like, oh my God, you're kidding me, right? But when you travel, you kind of, the burdens of the daily grind leave you, right? So that's why I think things can become clearer for you when you travel. Things get clear. You see things a little differently. You might see this person in their shop and you've always wanted to be a cultural crafter, right? You've always wanted to create like that. Like, God, I'd love to be that. Well, what's that stirring in you? You know, and you might be a lawyer or in some corporate culture that's just so stifled you. And here again, you see this person so free, you know, maybe dancing or laughing or just singing. And you're like, oh, I want to be that. Those are the stirrings in you that are telling you you are that. You just haven't peeled the layers back to see yourself fully. Okay? So, you know, how to plan. How do you plan? Well, maybe you do and maybe you don't. You know, and they're like, you need to plan a vacation. Some people don't need to plan a vacation. For some people, planning a vacation is very restrictive. For other people, if they don't plan, they freak out. They're like, this is horrible. You know, they just can never relax because the planning for them brings security. The planning for other people brings restriction. So like, how do you plan the perfect vacation as a couple? You got to figure it out as a couple together, organically. And you first start by knowing your personality and you know what your soul wants. What does your soul want? What is your soul longing for you to do? What is that? What is that? What is your soul longing for? So you need to go inside and start looking at that, because I'm telling you, to pick a destination first is all wrong. It's just wrong. You come first, and that's not selfish. Knowing what you want and not what you think what you want. You know, and your personality type will indicate very clearly what's the best fit for you. And then if you start listening to your intuition, so say your personality is saying, oh God, I just really need to go to the beach. I just need to sit by the water. I'm craving the water. I'm craving the sand. I'm craving the rhythm and the flow of ocean. Okay, that's great. But what is your soul intentions? And we know this from a personality perspective, right? So I'm just going to give you an example here real quick. So say you're an extrovert and you want to go to the beach. Well, you're not going to go to the beach in some secluded beach somewhere. You're going to go to the beach. It's more popular. It's more happening. There's more socializing. Sorry, excuse me. So that's what you want to go. But if you're an introvert, you don't want a beach with all the commotion. You're like, oh my God, it's freaking me out. I am not happy. I am stressed out and overwhelmed. Too much. Okay? So your personality will tell you that. But your soul self, if you start listening to the intentions of your soul, you might get a whole different answer. Because your soul always wants to evolve you in any situation, no matter where you are and what you're doing. I don't care if you're doing the laundry. I don't care if you take a vacation. You got to start listening to it. So it could be your soul is just longing for the connection and the grounding of nature that you've been missing in your life. So maybe you want to go to a beach that's very walkable, has big beach fronts where you can just walk and walk and walk. Maybe that's what your soul's longing for. I don't know. Only you can answer that question. That's like 10 top things couples need to do. Well, how the hell do they know what you need to do as a couple? They don't. Well, nobody knows that. Only you guys know that as a couple. And most people honestly don't even know. And so what we do is we look outside for an answer. And that's why so many of us come home and say, you know, I need a vacation for my vacation. Doing it all wrong, folks. I'm just saying. I want you to do it right. I want you to start doing slow travel, pilgrimages. That's not right, is it either? A pilgrimage to the soul. I'm having a hard time talking today. Isn't that cool? Or to take like ancient, you know, if that's your thing, but you know, if you want to start exploring your spirituality and you want to make travel part of your personal growth strategy beyond the meditation, you know, I know. And use travel as that spiritual connection to yourself. You're not going to do it, though, the way you've been trained to do it. Go buy, go shop, go eat, rush through everything. Nope, not the way. We've been marketed to in the travel industry for decades in the wrong way. And I'm telling you, It's really about spending money. I know, I've been in the industry for long enough. I know. That's not always a bad thing because people have to make money. I get that. But when it's to the detriment of you, when it's to the detriment of the place, it's wrong thinking. It's wrong thinking. That's why for years I was like really big into doing cost marketing for destinations. Now, not everybody would go with it with me, you know, but it's really important to connect, not just trample through a place. Buying tchotchke this, you know, stuff in your face, which is all fine. I'm not saying that's wrong, but it's more than that. It's so much more than that. We've just been marketed to say that that's the right way. There's a balance. There's balance. There's balance. So I'm going to go over this just real quick, guys, and there's lots more on the blog. And what I covered, and I'm just going to go over this real quick. So if you're an SP type, I don't know if you know your type. I'm going to try to create a quiz. I don't really like doing quizzes, but I'm going to create one for travel because I think it'd be fun. So if you're an ESTP, ISTP, ESFP, or an ISFP, you're artistic, adventurous, and adaptable. All right? So do you think you plan a lot? No. But I'm telling you, your romantic partner that's traveling with you, they're going to have the time of their lives if they can keep up with you. Because you're all about the adventure. And plus you have an artist side. So you're a very interesting person to travel with. Okay, that's an SP type. So an SJ type, ESTJ, ISTJ, ESFJ, ISFJ. You're exacting, traditional, and advising. So for a lot of this type, traditional means you like a traditional escape, right? You're not going to want to go to like maybe Bhutan. You might want to go to a London or a Paris, right? You're very traditional. You're probably going to want to stay at someplace like the Continental Hotel or a Ritz Hotel or a traditional hotel that you're aware of, right? And why I say you're exacting is because you really do like to have a very efficient plan. You like the exact, how do I word that? So you're following me. You're exacting in that you like things to be done, like, you know, in an exact manner, right? So there's not a lot of wiggle room for you. And yeah, you plan. You're a planner, you know, and you'll probably plan traditionally 6 or 7 months out. So that's your kind of like your travel style. So now that you know that, what else do you want to know? You know, what is your heart telling you there? Do you want to learn some traditions of old where you're traveling? I don't know. These are the questions we should be asking ourselves, not necessarily what destination do I go to and what's on a top 10 list. I don't like that. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so NF travelers, ENFJ, INFJ, ENFP, INFP. You are transcendentalists. You're abstract and flexible. So when I say flexible, planning for you is flexible, right? You're more like, you know, you're more concerned with the humanity aspects of things. So if that gets squashed by a plan, you'll skip the plan and go to humanity. It's really interesting. So you do plan, but you have priorities over the planning that take precedence. Humanity, harmonious situations, looking out for the underdog, an individual look at the collective. So it's interesting. So how do you pick a destination from that? If that's what your soul wants you to do, you know? I don't know, maybe you pick a program where you could help people. That's not really picking a destination, is it? Something to chew on, right? Okay, so NT types, ENTJ, INTJ, ENTP, INTP. You're experimental, cerebral, and objective. Here again, a little bit of flexibility with the planning, but I'm telling you, your intellect and experiences, if the plan interrupts experiences, the plan will be dropped. whatever. Or if the experience goes on, or if you're in a lively conversation with somebody and you're supposed to be somewhere, you won't be there. You'll be late. It's just how it's going to go. So you do like a little bit of a plan. But again, your priorities for your essential self will take over. And you'll override the plan. So see how you first need to know yourself, your travel style, and how you travel? And it is about listening to your soul self. Like, what's going to rejuvenate you right now? We all need rejuvenating because the world's a shit show. It just is. You know, and travel is such a good way to get yourself back into your groove, back into your soul self, into that peace and contentment and joy. Wow. That's exciting. You know? And travel, being out in nature and all the beauty and love that surrounds you is really a beautiful way to connect with the elements of the world. Water, fire, wind, all that beautiful stuff, you know, a bonfire by the beach, right? Watching the beautiful flowers in the breeze, water on the lake. I mean, it just is such a rich environment. Or just listening to the trees and hear the breeze, the wind blowing through the trees. What's the wind trying to tell you? If you start connecting into your soul self, you'll hear this. That becomes the travel experience for you because it's so much deeper and it's so much more enriching. So there's a balance. You want to have a balance. You want to get grounded into the area, into the experience, but you also want to give yourself those moments to go in and up into the spiritual aspects of yourself. It's really important. So, hope you like this blog. It's fun. It's just getting a little back to my roots. You know, I want you to unpack your personality and start using travel because it's going to start opening up again. Fingers crossed. All this stuff's going to go away. Yay! But I really want you to travel with more of an intention than just the destination. Because I keep on telling you, we've got that wrong. You're not to travel just for the destination. You're to travel for yourself. And then the destination just enhances the experience. Okay? A lot more on the blog. If you like this video, please hit the like button. I'm trying to get my YouTube channel going here. Hit the subscribe button. If you want to send this to somebody that you think would enjoy this, or somebody that's planning a vacation, please send it along and bookmark this video, because guess what? This video applies to no matter romantic. It could be a family vacation. It could be a solo vacation. It doesn't matter. Travel's travel, right? We just took a little bit more focus on couples because it's Loveuary month. Anyway, guys, appreciate you. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I'd love to hear more. And I thank you for watching. Have a great February. I love you.